Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is ReNDoG coming at you from the Cyber Labs in another episode of Modded Minecraft from the HermitPack server. Please tell me that I am not the only human being on this planet that is freezing his freaking butt off right now, man. It is an icy, icy cold day in England today, guys. I'm sat here with blankets and jerseys. The only thing that I don't have on is gloves, because obviously I can't play Minecraft with freaking gloves on, but I am absolutely freezing. Something fierce, man. I had a bath about an hour ago or so, and when I climbed out of the bath, I was like the Swamp Thing or something, man. There was smoke coming off my body, steam rising off my flesh. I stood up in that bath, raised my hands to the sky, and declared, it's the kind of thing that you can do when you live alone, okay? Don't judge me! Anyway, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Modded. Here we are, working on some facades in our machine room that we set up in the previous episode. Looking pretty darn snazzy, isn't it, guys? Oh, I love it. Look at this. I love how this looks, man. This is our little furnace area, and I've hid the shame of that item conduit with a nice little grid thing over here. Very sweet. However, it's quite a big job because I've got to do the backside of it too, and that means I have to manually make the walls because the backside shares the same block as the wall. So that's going to be fun. Looks awesome though, doesn't it? Oh man, that is some spicy jazz over there. But guys, today we are not going to be working with chisel and bits. I know, sounds crazy considering how addicted I am to this specific mod pack, but today we are doing something a lot more important than chiseling and bitsing. Since we were last together, I've been spending a lot of time in the Cyber Labs. I would say that I've probably played 6 or 7 hours since we were last together, and I am a little bit sad to report that our power situation is rather dire at the moment. At one point, I was running all of these sag mills and all of the furnaces and all of the alloy smelters at the same time to try and test our power capacity. And I'll tell you something, man, it drained within a couple of seconds. We lost all of our freaking power. So today, we got to do something about that, guys. Today, we are going to be upgrading our power supply. We have been cooking little baby piglets and turning them into power, and it's been doing pretty well for us over the last few episodes, but the time has come now. Hello, pigs. How come you're not dead? The time has come to upgrade our system, I think, because this just isn't working hard enough for us. So we're going to be doing this in 2 very cool ways today. Let's have a look at this. 1% in the batteries. Oh, that is not good, man. We're going to be doing this in 2 ways today, guys. We're going to be upgrading our actual generators into culinary generator Mark IIs. Now, this is something that a lot of you guys have been telling me about in the comments on the previous episode. Thank you, by the way, for the amazing hints and tips. And this thing is going to be an upgrade of our current culinary generators, and for that, we need some Dragon's Breath. Luckily, Iskal85 gave me some Dragon's Breath. I'm going to probably buy him a very expensive magic card to say thank you. That was my phone. Give me 1 second while I put this freaking thing on silent. Leave me alone. I'm recording. Dang it. Anyway, we've got some Dragon's Breath, so we're going to be able to upgrade our culinary generators today. But we are going to be working on a much more impressive improvement to our power supply. And that is going to be improving the bacon generation refinery thing over there. And that is really going to take our power into the next level. Get out of here, zombies! Now check this out. We've got a little present outside. Dear ReNDoG, here for you, a great weapon maru from Iskal. That's epic. What have we got over here? Ooh, a cobalt shuriken. Jeez, look at this thing. Sharpest, Mending Moss, Necrotic 2. What does Necrotic 2 do? What does this thing do? Oh my goodness, look at that. It's like a freaking... It's a ninja star. Oh, that's epic. Eat ninja star, pig. Jeez, this thing is amazing. Let's see if I can hit that thing over there. Oh, it has like a little arc to it, doesn't it? Oh, he almost jumped straight into it. That would have been epic. Hey. Magma Slime, say hello to my little friend. Bam! Thanks, Iskal. This is so freaking awesome, man. I love it. This is going to be perfect, actually, because we're off on a very mini adventure right now. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today, guys, is improving this section of our power plant. At the moment, we're feeding a whole bunch of pigs inside of a single little cavity with these feeders, and they are generating a baby every 20 or 30 seconds. And I tell you what, man, it's just not going to be enough bacon for us to generate more power. So we're going to be upgrading this place, and I'm going to be making use of something called a spawner. Now, this is a machine, a powered spawner that a ton of you guys told me about. Oh my goodness. This is probably one of the most commented things on the last couple of videos here in this modded series, and you guys have been telling me all about the spawner. We can actually create a pig spawner that will function very much like a skeleton or a zombie spawner, and will basically just be spawning pigs for us non-stop, right? So we don't have to feed them with carrots. We don't have to sit there waiting for the babies to be born. They're just going to be coming out of that spawner, something fierce, baby. And we're going to have an infinite supply of pig action. Now, making a pig spawner is kind of tricky. There's a lot of steps that we have to take to make a pig spawner, and I hope I'm not going to mess it up too much today, but hopefully you guys will see exactly what you need to do. Jeez, how fast do these shurikens shoot, man? That's absolutely insane. This weapon is so broken, man. Anyway, to make a pig spawner, we need quite a few things to do it, okay? We're going to be going through it step by step today so you guys can learn how to make a spawner for yourself. But one of the ingredients that we need is a broken spawner. And we found this skeleton spawner here a couple of episodes ago. Get wrecked, skeleton. And I'm just going to break it, man. I know that you're not supposed to break spawners, but we actually need this broken spawner over here. Let's get this out of the inventory. There we go. So we've got a broken spawner, but as we can see, this is a skeleton spawner, okay? So we're going to have to convert this skeleton spawner into a pig spawner, and that is where a whole bunch of fun comes in, man. It's time for some modded, my friends. Sit back and relax. I hope you got a tasty beverage. Let me take a sip of my tea. Let's make some crazy modded stuff, everybody. Derp. Get your thinking caps stuck firmly upon thine skull, cyberdogs, because it's time to get technical up in here. We're back in the Cyber Labs, and we're going to try and figure out how to make a pig spawner. I have spent a little bit of time researching. I've spoken to Iskal on Skype. I think I know how to do this, and there are a few steps that we need to go through to actually get this done. So let's take a look at what we're building, guys. We are making something called a powered spawner from Ender.io. This is going to be the easy bit. Let's make this first. We need electrical steel, which is a little bit of a tricky thing to make, actually, but if you have an alloy smelter, it is not too hard. Iron ingot, coal powder, and silicone, that gives you some electrical steel. Pretty easy. Machine chassis, we know. You need a head of some kind, of either a fellow player's head or a mob head. You can get a mob head by killing mobs with a Manulan sword that you can make with Tinker's Construct, so that's pretty easy to do. I've spent a little bit of time farming for heads. Getting the Enderman head was not fun, let me tell you, but I got a whole bunch of those over here. So we've got pretty much everything that we need except for this thing over here, a Z-Logic controller. Now, to make a Z-Logic controller, we need a slice and splice, which I've created over here. A slice and splice machine is pretty simple to make, actually. The recipe's not too bad. Again, you need a head, you need some solarium, which is made pretty easily with soul sand and gold inside of an alloy smelter, so that's not too difficult, and then the rest of the stuff is pretty easy to make. So check it out. I've got everything that we need over here to make this thing. Let's make it always active. Now, the problem with this particular machine, the slice and splice, is it takes up an insane amount of power, I think. Luckily, we have got 100,000 RF stored in this thing, which is pretty good, but look at that, 80 RF per tick, man. That is definitely higher than our power capacity right now. But check this out. We're going to get one of these Z-Logic controllers. Very, very nice. Let's head back to our controller grid over here and get back to the spawner recipe. Let's get that one out like this. Boom. Now we got this thing. What we also need is a vibrant crystal. I've made these already, but to make a vibrant crystal, you need a vibrant alloy nugget, and that comes from vibrant alloys, which you make inside of an alloy smelter by smelting energetic alloy with an ender pearl. And to make energetic alloy, you just have to smelt redstone, and gold ingot, and some glowstone dust in an alloy smelter. So all very easy to do, all from Ender.io. all you need is all of these little materials and stuff in your storage systems, and it's pretty simple to do, man. So let's make this bad boy now. Boom. We've got everything that we need to make a powered spawner. Very nice. Boom, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so powered spawner is in the paw. Now, how does this thing work exactly? Well, it works quite logically in a very, very nice way. We're going to place the powered spawner. We need to stick something in there to make it work, and that is where the next step comes in. We need to make a pig spawner that we're going to stick inside of this thing, and then we need to power this. Then it is basically going to act like a spawner, and it is going to spawn pigs all around it. Now comes the little bit more of a tricky part. How do we make a pig spawner, I hear you ask? Well, for this task, we need something called a soul binder. And to make a soul binder, we need an enderman head, 2 creeper heads, a creeper head, a zombie head, excuse me, and a skeleton head. So one of each of those heads, plus some solarium and a machine chassis. We've got all of that jazz, so let's make for ourselves a soul binder. There we go. Very, very nice. This machine is so cool looking. I just love seeing all of the different mob heads in it, man. Look at this. We got the Scalabutt over there. We got a Zombert on this side, an Enderbutt on this side, and a Creeper over there. So freaking sweet, man. Anyway, I've connected this bad boy to our power grid. It is now receiving Ren juice directly to the butt crack. It's got 100,000 RF worth of Ren juice inside of it right now, so that is fantastic. And let's try and work out exactly how this thing works. We can see 2 grayed out images over here, right? The one image looks very similar to this broken spawner, and this second one over here is something called a soul vial, and that's what we are going to be creating now. Essentially, how this machine works, which I think is absolutely hilarious, is it takes the soul from a vial. In this case, we're going to be stealing the soul of a pig, and it then rams that soul into this spawner, and it's basically going to turn the broken spawner that is a skeleton spawner into a pig spawner. It's going to force that pig soul to live inside of a spawner for all eternity, man. That is some twisted jazz. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's make for ourselves a soul vial, guys. Pretty easy to make. Some solarium and some fused quartz. Fused quartz is a little bit more tricky to make. You need to... Hang on, let me see if I can find the recipe for you over here. What you need to do is smelt down 3 quartz in an alloy smelter at the same time, and that generates a whole bunch of fused quartz for you, and that uses 15,000 RF to do that. Hence why we need a ridiculous amount of RF right now. Anyway, I've got all of this stuff in my sorting system already, so we can make for ourselves a soul vial. There we go. Beautiful. 1 soul vial in the belly. So next step is to capture the soul of a pig. I knew it, man. I knew when I got out of my bath this morning and all that smoke was rising from my body. I knew I'd be up to some no good today. This is freaking sweet. Anyway, so check it out. We're going to right click on a pig with an open hand, not with an open hand, with the soul vial in our hand rather. So, hello pig, get captured. Sucked up his soul into this freaking bottle. That's awesome, man. Now comes the fun bit. We're going to stick the pig soul and the broken skeleton spawner into the soul binder, and it's going to do its magic, man. It is going to shove that pig soul directly into, well, the butt of the broken spawner. There we go. We can see this thing cooking away over here. Use player XP. Oh, we need to use some player XP. 8 levels to do this. Okay, so let's use that. No problem. And there we go. The thing's cooking. Oh, baby, look at that. It's making a terrifying noise, man. That is the sound of a pig soul being forced into a spawner. That is terrifying, man. Jeez. And the centerpiece sort of twists and turns and goes around on an axis, it looks like it. That is so freaking awesome, man. Bad news, Cyberdogs. This soul binder is taking its sweet ass time to make a pig spawner for us. Been staring at this thing for about 10 minutes now, and we're only at about 63% progress over here. The worst news is, though, it is draining our entire power grid to the maximum drainage level, man. This is a machine from hell. Soul discombobulation requires an insane amount of RF, apparently. Take a look at this, man. We're at 0%. The power is cutting on and off. Every single little bit of wattage coming out of our culinary generators is going straight into this deadly soul-destroying machine, man. Oh my goodness. Who knew you needed this much RF to shove a pig soul into a freaking cage? Am I right, guys? So I'm sat here twiddling me freaking thumbs, waiting for that soul binder to do its business, and I've been having a look at the map of the Base Buddies Desert. It's starting to look really cool, man. Check it out. We got the Iskal factory in the north, we've got Etholand to the west, looking pretty cool, and take a look at this, to the south, my friends, Xisuma land. It's looking freaking awesome, isn't it? The Xisuma ziggurat is coming along really, really nicely, and it looks like there's a couple of really cool buildings popping up over here. So I thought, while we wait for that pig's soul to be shoved inside of a cage, let's go poke our nose into our fellow Logfellas base, take a look at what Xisuma is up to in the south over here. Wow, that looks really freaking awesome, man. Check out that tower. Man, that is badass. I don't know what it is. It seems to be some sort of a lighthouse or something like that, but that is absolutely gorgeous. I can see some chisel and bitsing going on over here, which I really approve of, and an absolutely gorgeous block palette that we've got over here. We've got some greens and some yellows, looking absolutely wonderful. Look at this road, man. This is some chisel and bitsing, some freaking advanced freaking block paletting going on over here. I love it, X. Looking absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look in some of these rooms over here. What is this thing? Looks pretty cool. Oh, this is a giant Tinker's vat, isn't it? Oh, this is epic. Look at this, man. This is absolutely massive. Oh, we don't have base perms. Freaking get wrecked, ReNDoG. You can't touch Xisuma stuff. That's very awesome. So this is an absolutely massive Tinker's Construct facility. Very beautiful. What's going on over here in this little building? Creeper and a zombie, and it looks like... oh, a teleporter of some kind. Okay, not going to go in there. Don't want to get discombobulated today. We've got too much to do in our own base. Let's have a look in this little room. Ooh, an end portal. Very nice. That's some easy access to the end for us. I'm going to ask Xisuma if I can use his end portal. That looks really, really awesome. Let's pop our heads into the Xisuma ziggurat and have a look at what's going on over here. Wow. Looking absolutely awesome. I think we saw this place way back at the beginning when it was first being built. And it looks like it has gone to the next freaking level around here, man. Absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that we've got a sort of ancient ziggurat on the outside, but when you go inside, you have this insanely advanced factory thing going on in here. Man, this base is coming along a treat, X. Good freaking job, dude. Cyber diggity dogs, I've got good news, and I got bad news. The good news is our pig spawner is now complete. That pig's soul has been rammed into that cage, and we can go to the next step of creating a pig spawner machine. That's freaking awesome. The bad news is we're completely out of power. This soul binder has sucked the soul out of the cyber labs, quite freaking literally, man. And we've got some serious problems right now, guys. Zero power in the cyber labs, no power coming from the culinary generators. And we need to start figuring out a way to upgrade this power supply because, seriously, man, we just cannot go on like this. Anyway, let's move on with making the pig spawner, shall we? We're going to pick up our pig spawner, which we've just made, and we're going to pick up this beautiful powered spawner machine over here. And the next step for this is actually really easy. Check it out. If we hold shift on this, it says combine with a powered spawner in an anvil to set spawn type. So that's pretty easy. We've got an anvil over here. Powered spawner plus broken pig spawner is going to equal powered spawner of bacon. Amazing. Nice. Okay, so now we have a spawner that is going to be continually spawning pigs, and that's going to hopefully generate a lot more bacon for us here for the culinary generators. However, these culinary generators are only generating 32 RF per tick, and we need to do something about this, my friends. That is not enough RF for our tastes. We need to get way more juice into this system. And I think we're going to have to do this with some carrots because we're going to need access to our controller grids. Let's pick up 4 stacks of carrots from the freaking vacuum chest. We're running on carrot juice. The cyber labs have been reduced to carrot juice power. This is kind of sad, really. Okay, we've got some raw pork chops in there, though. But there we go. Power is back up at least, and that should give us enough juice to at least access our freaking control grid. Okay, let's start working on improving our culinary generators themselves. Check this out, my friends. We're going to look at the recipe for the next level of culinary generator. We are currently on MK1 generators. We can go up to MK2 generators and even MK3 generators, which we'll get to eventually. But first, let's get to MK2 generators. They are pretty darn expensive. You need to have, what, 9 or 8 culinary generator MK1s and some dragon's breath. ReNDoG, being the noob, is obviously not capable of getting his own dragon's breath, so thanks to Iscal for hooking us up with 4 vials of dragon's breath, and I've already made all of the culinary generators, which, by the way, are pretty cheap to make, just these resources, redstone being the most expensive. But we can now crank 4 of these culinary generator MK2s if the system will let me do it. There we go. Okay. Just going to have to do this manual styles, aren't we? And there we go, baby. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's get our culinary generators upgraded into MK2 freaking action and see how much more power we can generate. So let's place our new MK2 culinary generator over there. That looks kind of cool, except now you can see into the pylon. I'm going to have to do some more chiseling and bitsing over here to improve the look of that. And let's do exactly the same for the remaining MK1 generators and take a look at what sort of power we can generate out of these bad boys. Oh, baby, now we're cooking with gas, man. I think I'm going to have to reset these connections, though, am I? No, that's going to be inserts, so that's fine. Now, let's take a look. How much is this generating? 256 RF per tick. That is freaking amazing. Okay, so if we take a look at this, we are now getting 256 RF per tick, and we're only using 90 RF per tick. That's what it looks like anyway. Are all of these MK2 generators running right now? No. Okay, so let's spread some of this pork choppage to the other culinary generators too. So let's get a pork chop in there, a pork chop in here, and one in there. And now let's have a look at our maximum power output. 692 RF per tick just from upgrading to MK2s. That is freaking awesome, man. Now we're cooking with bacon, baby. Mama and Daddy Bacons, on behalf of all the scientists in the cyber labs, we thank you for your service. You have been pooping out piglets at a pretty constant rate now for the last couple of weeks, but your services are no longer required. So get baconated, you little bastards. Freaking die, all of you. Give up your pork chops for the MK2s. Your sacrifice will not go in vain. Jeez, how many pigs were actually in this chamber, man? That's pretty insane. Yeah, anyway, I am deleting our current little refinery over here, guys, because we are going to be upgrading our pork supply generation into our pig spawner that we just created. And so these pigs don't get released and run all over our village, something fierce. I thought what we should do is just kill them, convert them all into bacon, and yeah, those pork chops will go into our MK2s and start to store up some energy in our power battery. So let's slay all of these pigs. Oh my goodness, man. I feel kind of bad. Vegans, man, you guys shouldn't be watching this series. It's pretty bad for the vegans and the vegetarians out there. Anyway, let's drop these pork chops down there to the conveyor belts, and they should make their way over to the culinary generators. There we go. All right, nice. Now, I have been trying to figure out exactly where we are going to be building our brand new spawning chamber for the pigs, and I've realized something. We currently do not have a power line that runs to the surface of the village. We've got the power cables running pretty good inside of the cyber labs themselves, but when it comes to running a power cable out here, well, they ain't really much infrastructure right now. So what I thought we would do is we'll pull a cable from the cyber labs through the tunnels or through the passageways over here. Let's pull a tunnel or a power cable like this, right? And this is coming straight from the MK2 generators too. So this will give us a nice direct source of power for the surface. And let's run this power cable all the way up to the village. And any machines that we decide to build in the village can feed off of this single power line over here, right? Eventually, if we need an item line too, or an item pipe, we can connect that up too. So that's looking pretty good. Now, we're going to be setting up a spawning facility for the bacons using our brand new pig spawner. However, I just want to take a look at how this thing works. Let's get it plugged in, and let's take a look at this. I think we can actually show the range of this thing. Yeah, there we go. So check it out. This thing has a range of about, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 4 blocks or so. Yeah, it looks like about 4 blocks from the center and 2 blocks up and down. So using that information, we can come and set up a nice little spawner over here before this starts making pigs. So let's just break that. Okay, so I'm thinking this is probably a pretty decent spot for our little spawning facility, right? We could take down this because it's looking butt ugly, and we can replace it over here. I kind of want to put this underground. If the spawning chamber is going to be 5 by 5, I mean, that's quite big. That's quite a big building, and I've got plans for our village. Jeez, that lag, man. Oh, happy days! ReNDoG gets to lay down some cables. Oh, baby. Having so much fun here, guys. I don't know why I love cabling so much, but it's just freaking sweet. I'm here creating some sort of a power grid for our desert village, laying down some of these cables and hiding the shame of the cables also. If we get some sand over here, we will be completely invisible. No one will ever know that there is power underneath the sands of our village. But yeah, check it out. A little bit more good news. We actually do have access to an item conduit pipe here too. I've just taken down the old bacon refinery, and if we do need to plug into the item system up here in the village, we can do so via that pipe network over there. And of course, here is our power connection, and that's going to work out really, really good. But I needed to run a power line over here in order for us to see exactly what we are dealing with regards to our little pig spawner over here. And as you guys can see by the range indicator, this is exactly where we need to stick our bacon creation factory. I'm going to stick it all the way underground, or as deep as I can get it. I don't want it to be visible up here in the village. And hopefully then we will be able to set up a system that will convey all of the pigs from the spawning chamber into the factory itself. I think the hole for it is somewhere over here, though. There it is. Okay, so we need to get the pigs from this facility into this hole somehow. That is the challenge for today. I gotta be honest with you, my friends, when I fired up HermitPack this morning, it was unclear whether or not I would be able to achieve my goal today. But as you can see, things are coming along really, really nicely. I'm kind of proud of what's going on over here. Check it out, okay? I've been hard at work trying to get this new spawning facility set up. I've had to move the spawner a little bit to get it into a different position, and the reason for that is because I've had to find a way to move the bacons from this chamber into the final killing chamber, or the processing facility inside of the power plant downstairs. And for that, we're going to have to use some conveyor belts. What I've done is I've set up a little chamber over here with a little bit of a viewing window so that we can watch the pigs being spawned. Those pigs are then going to be shoved on these conveyor belts into a conveyor belt at the end of the chamber, and that conveyor belt is going to take those pigs to their final destination, aka the diamond spike that is going to go directly up their crack, man. What we got to do though is lay down the final little bits of conveyor belt action over here. I wanted to bring you guys back for this part because there is actually a pretty neat way to make these conveyor belts go up. There we go, up like a slope thingy. That's pretty cool, right? And the way that you do it, of course, is pretty simple. All you need to do is place the conveyor belt. If I can stop derping, please. Come on now. Okay, wait, let me get rid of these ones. There we go. Okay, wow, that was some derpage. Let's start again. All right, derpage has been stopped. Let's start again, my friends. This is how you make sloped conveyor belts, okay? At the top of your slope, you place your freaking conveyor belt, and then you just place the conveyor belt on the block underneath the one below it, right? So just like this, and that will make a beautiful slanted conveyor belt for you. Let's just finish this one off. And now, if we are a bacon, we're going to be taking up this slope, and then we're going to glitch into a block, which is great. Stop it. Okay. There we go. My goodness. Let's get rid of this glass actually over here because that might equal some glitching. Anyway, let's complete this conveyor belt now. My goodness, man. That was some serious glitching over there. Now, the pigs are going to be taken to their final destination via this conveyor belt. Let's just hop out of here. And there, downstairs, is the power plant and the MK2s awaiting the pig juice coming from our spawner. So, if this is all working correctly, we can fire up that spawner and we should watch the pigs get shifted all the way through into the power plant. So let's do that, guys. Oh, baby. You guys excited? I'm freaking excited, man. All right. Active without a signal. There we go. Pigs are now kind of getting shoved. Yeah, it's a little bit of a clog that happens at the end there, but that's all right. And there is a little bit of a clog there too, because the pigs seem to be jumping a little bit, but Slowly but surely, they seem to shove each other up the slope. Well, Houston, we got a problem. Test of pork delivery mechanism X14-0 now commencing. And I think this time it's going to work, my friends. I replaced this conveyor belt over here with the vertical conveyor belt. And let's have a look. Yes, the pigs hopped over the top there. That's amazing. I think animals don't get along with the sloped conveyor belts very well, but they do seem to work quite nicely with the vertical ones. So that is amazing. Look at that. Pigs being delivered into the MK2 bacon generator facility. That is fan-freaking-tastic, man. I was monitoring this actually, and there is a slight problem that we need to alter, but I'm very happy with this, guys. It's actually freaking working now. That is so awesome. Now we'll be able to see how much power we are actually generating out of this bad boy. What I do need to do though is just change the direction of these conveyor belts, because sometimes pigs are getting stuck behind this one over here. So let me get that done, and then we can do some proper tests. Hey X! Final adjustments to the bacon power plant project have been completed, my fellow mad scientists. And that means it is time to put this new power generation system to the test. Oh baby, I've been waiting for this all day long, guys. Let's start our power generation, and then let's turn on every single machine in our forge room and see if we are able to generate enough power to maintain all of the machines at the same freaking time. All right, if I've done this correctly, I've done all of the adjustments and all of the required changes. If I've done this correctly, we will be producing pigs here infinitely by the spawner. Those pigs will be transported via this conveyor belt system into the refinery of the power plant inside of the Cyber Labs. They will be murdered by that diamond spike, turned into pork chops, consumed by the culinary generator MK2s, and we should be generating close to 1,000 RF per tick, if not freaking more. All of our power worries are getting put to rest right now, guys. This is so freaking exciting. Let's get into our power plant and make sure that these pigs are being processed correctly. Yep, there they come. They are falling down onto the conveyor belt, taken into the diamond freaking spike, murdered into pork chops. And let's take a look at our MK2 generators. They are not receiving pork choppage, it seems. That's kind of strange. Is it because of their channel, or maybe because this one is going to get all of the pork chops first, right? And once this one has got max pork choppage, it will then transfer over into the other MKs. I think that's probably what's happening over here. Yep, I was right. These culinary generators are slowly but surely going to fill up as the pigs get processed, because this is an infinite supply of pigs now. We're literally getting 5 or 6 pigs every, 10 or 15 seconds. So these culinary generators will definitely get stacked up over time. But for now, I'm just going to crank some pork chops into all of them so that we can get our power generating at full freaking speed, man. Let's head over into our battery room. Look at this. The batteries are looking healthy, nice and full of juice, baby. That is what I'm talking about. Over 50% for all of the batteries right now. And let's have a look at this. Yes, we are generating 1,024 RF per freaking tick. That is amazing. And we're only using 170 right now. Okay, let's head over to the workshop and actually, let's turn this freaking thing off, this lag machine. We no longer need it. Yes, no more freaking lag in my Cyber Labs. Oh, baby, that is a glorious day. Let's head over to our workshop, guys. Let's get every single one of these machines fired up and see if we can actually break this system, right? What is this thing over here? This is the sag mill, right? Let's add some cobblestone into all of the sag mills to get that crushed into gravel, but just so that we can start using some power. There we go. And let's add, what should we add into the alloy? Oh yes, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to create some of these special ingots that we need to make. We actually need quite a few of these. Iron and redstone. I can't remember what it makes, but it makes something important. Anyway, those are fired up now. And into the furnace, let's put some sand because I actually do need a little bit more glass. So let's get all of this jazz smelting like a so. Very, very nice. Now, let's get all of our solderers going also. And for this, I think what I want to do is make a few advanced processes. So let's put some diamonds into all of the solderers now. Oh, baby. Let's get all of these machines fired up, guys. Let's see how far we can push this system. How far can we push this system from breaking? There we go. All right. So all of the solderers are now fired up. All of the machines are cooking. Everything's getting smelted, freaking crushed, sag milled, etc. Let's head over to our battery room and see how much power we are consuming now. Oh man, I'm so excited I can barely freaking contain myself over here. We're only using 477 RF per tick with everything running in the Cyber Labs, guys. That is freaking awesome. Oh my goodness. I am so happy about that, man. 1000 RF in the butt every single tick. The Cyber Labs are going to the next freaking level, baby, and it is awesome. Anyway, that's about it for today's episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Any hints and tips to help us make an even better power system? Don't be shy, man. I read all of the comments and take some serious, awesome steering from you guys in the comments. Dang it, I've fallen down into the maintenance level over here. Anyway, that's it from me, my friends. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, now, there's a subscribe button. You freaking hit it. You hear me? Or I'm going to get up in your grill. Something fierce. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you all in the next episode.